Hello and welcome to another edition of Issues with JIDE. Here we'll talk about actions and inactions of those who shape our political and national landscape and how these impact us positively or otherwise. I'm Ibrahim Shita. Today on the show, we'll be looking at the barbaric killings in Plateau State. In the course of the program, we'll take your questions. But first, subscribe to our YouTube channel and drop your questions in the comment section. It's important to mention that we can only read comments with proper names and that are about the issues discussed. I have joining me via Zoom, the maestro himself, Babajide Kolade-Otitoju. Good to see you again this evening, PKO.
Good evening, Ibrahim. Good to do this with you. Good evening to our loyal viewers.
Right. Nigeria is symptomatic of Thomas Hobbes' description of human life, which according to him is solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short, especially looking at the recent attacks in Bokos and Barkin local government areas, killing about 200 persons. What have been your reactions on these incidents so far?
The killings in Plateau State put me to shame as a Nigerian. It's extremely difficult to come to terms with the level of barbarism, with the animalistic manner in which human beings are being killed in one small corner of our country. And these killings have so far defied all the attempts at stopping them. It has defied a solution. These killings have been going on for too long. And the fact that the security forces have not been able to thoroughly deal with the undesirable elements killing our people is the reason they've been emboldened to continue to carry out these killings, with reckless abandon. It's sad. I'm really ashamed because I expect a lot more from our government, from the people who man the security architecture, security services in our country, beginning with the National Security Advisor. That question has got to be asked, that what is Nuhu Ribadu doing about these killings in Plateau State? What is he doing about the reckless banditry that is going on in the Northwest, especially in Katsina and Zamfara states, where corps members have been kidnapped? We are here to rescue all of them, where bandits are telling us that they should release their commanders if we want them to release the innocent young men and women in their hands. It's extremely sad. In just three local governments, and in just a few days, beginning from the eve of Christmas, these people have killed more than 250 Nigerians. The attacks went on for 2 days. Yet, we were unable to stop these attacks. These boys usually stop killing people once they believe that they've achieved their mission. They come in the night. The terrain is challenging. I know that, yes, the terrain is challenging. These are places that I've been to before. The terrain is challenging. Sometimes you can travel on a bike for up to 2 hours from the headquarters of a local government to the inner recesses of the local government. And these cowards choose to attack in places that they know are not defended. They attack in the hinterland, deep into, and while the VP was there in the IDP camp in Bokos, 2 communities were being attacked at the time when the vice president was visiting the area. 2 communities were being attacked. And to put us to shame as a people, as a country, these same people wrote to Pushit community, that is in Mangu, that they were going to visit them and kill them on the 29th. So where non-state actors have the audacity to write to our communities and promise them hell and brimstone, and we are unable to deal with the situation, we should really be ashamed of ourselves. What are the armed forces doing? What are they doing? What are the people who have been appointed to help us to see their own houses, their own huts in those communities where people have fled? So there is every reason to believe that land grabbing is going on by mercenaries. I've been told that these killings are being done by Fulani from outside our country. It is very easy to know Nigerian Fulanis, to identify Nigerian Fulanis from non-Nigerian Fulanis. It is very easy. So what my sources are telling me is that the people carrying out these killings are Fulanis from neighboring countries, from Mauritania, from Senegal, and other places. Now, who has hired them to come and kill Nigerians? That is the challenge for the authorities. And these particular killings, the Operation Safe Haven were aware that it was going to happen. Major General Abubakar, Abdusalam Abubakar, who is the GOC, 3rd Division, as well as Commander of Operation Safe Haven, had some meetings with stakeholders where he pleaded with them that they should not accommodate foreigners. If a Fulani from outside Nigeria is coming into your community, do not give him refuge. Do not accommodate them. Because what they usually do is they will come mesh with people in the community, and at the appointed time, having secured sufficient information about the terrain, about the whole area, they will then descend like paratroopers on those communities, kill people, children, women, young men, old men, and then they set their houses and even their food ablaze. So as I said earlier, ethnic cleansing is going on, land grabbing is going on. It is clear now that in some parts of northern Nigeria, people are being chased away from their ancestral lands. Those ancestral lands are being taken over by the aggressors, who even have the audacity to rename those communities in some cases. They rename those communities. These attackers come into Plateau through neighboring Nasarawa, the local governments bordering Plateau State, from Nasarawa State local government bordering Plateau State. Of course, Riyom, that had in the past also witnessed attacks, shares border with Wamba. Lafia, for example, also shares a border with Shendam, and it goes on like that. So there is a need to tighten security in those border towns, those border communities, and those border communities are heavily forested. So they hide in those forests before eventually moving into the area where you want to kill people. There is a need to invest tremendously in intelligence gathering assets.
Right.
There is an urgent need for that, so that we know when these people, we know that they always like to attack in the night. So we need equipment that will help us to respond rapidly, even at night. We need night vision goggles. All modern armies have night vision goggles that will enable them to fight at night as if it were daytime. And I know that the Nigerian army has night vision goggles. Even Boko Haram used to make use of night vision goggles. At the time, they were constantly attacking our troops in nighttime, using the same night vision goggles that they are stolen from the Nigerian army. We cannot continue to tolerate the killing of our people who are located far away from the state capital. There is an urgent need to protect our people much better. There is an urgent need for the service chiefs and for the National Security Advisor, whose duty it is to coordinate the service chiefs and report to the Commander-in-Chief. There's an urgent need for Nuhu Ribadu to sit up and do his job conscientiously. That was why it was. There is an urgent need for President Tinubu to prioritize the security of our people. As he's struggling, as he's focusing on the economy, he ought to realize that if he does not protect our people better, whatever he achieves on the economic front will amount to nothing, because the people will keep pointing at the fact that they are being killed, they are being robbed by bandits, they are being kidnapped by bandits. So Mr. President must prioritize the security of our people. He has to give the marching orders to Nuhu Ribadu and others working with him that enough is enough. It's not enough to come out and show pity and condemn killings and all that. We have to see what our government is doing to secure our people. Enough is enough. We can't continue to watch our people being killed, whereas people are paid to protect us, whereas a huge chunk of our budget goes to securing our people and providing the assets that are needed to secure our people.
That's right, Mikhail.
If they cannot secure our people, the service chiefs cannot secure our people, Ibrahim, Mr. President must send them packing. That is the thing. It must not be like the previous administration, where thoroughly incompetent service chiefs were kept on their jobs long after they should have been told to go. This should not happen. If we cannot experience improvement in security, it means that the people handling the security of our country have failed. And it means that Mr. President must do the needful. They've got to work with KPIs, and if they do not deliver, then they should go.
That's right.
We cannot keep people who are not doing the jobs for which they were appointed. It has to stop. That's not governance. People have to be held accountable. If they cannot do the job that you give them as president, then let them go. It's as simple as that. That's the way it's done everywhere. Because if you wait for them to resign, they will not resign, even when it is clear that they have failed. We can't continue to have what happened in Plateau. We can't continue to lose our people.
Right. David Joel says, good evening, Babajide. Please, what's JIDE's opinion about the level of insecurity in Nigeria? I think that's exactly what he's talking about. TJ Associate says, BKO, don't you think some people are aiding the criminals within Plateau State and the neighboring states. Marvin Odita says the buck stops at Tinubu stable and not Ribado stable. Blame should be channeled to the president and commander-in-chief alone. Fabian Akaize says Nuhu Ribado must resign immediately. Nuhu Ribado must be fired right now. He has made only political statements. Solomon Levy says, hello JIDE, I'm a keen follower from Freetown, Sierra Leone, of your programs. We are praying that all these senseless killings in Nigeria stop and the poor people can live normal lives again. Thank you. Let me take this question. President Tinubu said to the governors who visited him that they have shared responsibility to ensure Nigeria's peace and stability. But these are the governors that are described as the chief security officers of their state, but only on paper, as they don't control the armed forces. How can they better ensure they play important role in safeguarding the lives of their citizens? Do you feel this is a time to establish community policing across the nation, as seen in other climes? Mikhail.
You see, governors have a role to play in securing their communities. I do not subscribe to the belief that, oh, they are just chief security officers in name. Why do you think some of us love Akeredolu so much? It's because of the tremendous work that he has done with Amotekun. Amotekun in Ondo State is a national pride. Amotekun in Ondo State is a national model that all serious states should copy. During the NBA conference, I moderated a session on security. And a retired chief judge, who is now the emir of Gumi in Zamfara State, suggested that what Ondo State had done with Amotekun should be replicated by other states. Look at what Kashim Shettima did with the civilian JTF in Borno State. Today, civilian JTF and the army are working together. Civilian JTF are protecting farmers on their farmlands. Civilian JTF, they work hand in hand with the army. They make arrests. They search vehicles. They give them light weapons. So is that not state police in another guise? Today, Oyo State, where we used to experience some serious attacks by criminal headsmen, Ondo State, thanks to Amotekun, they are better secure than before. That is the power of thinking, of looking for a solution. Lagos is one of the most secure states in Nigeria because not only does Lagos have the neighborhood watch, Lagos also provides the needs of the armed forces in the states. They supply them with patrol vehicles and all that. States can do a lot. A lot of the governors are collecting security votes that nobody audits. And it's this security vote that they simply use to entertain their girlfriends, their harem of women and other people. Why are you collecting security votes if you will not use it to secure your people? To the person who said the buck stops completely at Tinubu's table, it's ridiculous to talk like this. It's like saying that, okay, as the man in charge of current affairs in my company, that I must do all the work. I have lieutenants, I have people, I have reporters, I have producers. Everyone must play his part. And that's why I'm saying, and my own suggestion is that if Ribadu and Co cannot get the job done, Mr. President should send them away. But to say that, oh, it is the president alone that should take the blame, where is that done now? Where? Let us be reasonable. Can one man do the entire job? He will secure the Lagos, secure Abuja, secure. Is that practicable? That's why you employ people. You appoint people. If a lot of us have housemates in our houses, if the housemate chooses not to clean your house, will you just sit back and decide to do it yourself? Can you combine that with your regular day job? So I agree with Akeze that Ribadu has to sit up. I'm not saying at this stage that he should be fired. But if we do not see improvement, things go on like this, then Mr. President has to do the needful. It's as simple as that. You can't appoint people and then just watch them do what they like. They have to be accountable. They have to be judged by the successes that they record. It is the successes that they record in protecting you and I that should determine whether they stay a day longer on the job. That's the point that I'm making. And it is not too big to demand improvement from our service chiefs, improvement in our security from our service chiefs, to whom so much is given, much is expected. So this is the way it should be.
Right, Biko. Very quickly, Abdul Hakim Mohammed says, until the security vote is checkmated, we won't get out of this mess. But Marvin Odita seems to disagree with you. He says, the president swore an oath to defend Nigerians from external aggression. Nigerians did not elect Ribadu, they elected Tinubu to protect them.
I think I've made the point clear. The president cannot do the job alone. That's why he appointed people. He cannot. There is no president that. Look at if that is if we are to go by that logic, why did Joe Biden send the Secretary of State to Israel to mediate in the Gaza war? Why didn't he come and do it himself? He could have left. Joe Biden could have left U.S. to do the work. Since he's a Superman, he's an Aladdin, he can do everything by himself. There is no such a president anywhere in the world. That's right. Presidents are permitted to delegate responsibility. I'm not afraid to criticize the president. I said that last week. The government has not protected our people the way that I expected. And I'm not impressed by the performance of this government in the area of security. I'm not ashamed to say that. But I believe that he has to call the service chiefs, call the Inspector General of Police, and give them the marching orders. That's how it's done everywhere else. Not that you go and do it yourself. Of course, the president will promise to protect the Nigerian people, but he will protect the Nigerian people using his appointees. Not that he will go and do the job himself. Except we just want to be hypocritical. None of us does the job of 5 people in our places of work. We have to trust people that we appoint. And the president, just as I said earlier, the president, if he does not protect our people better, whatever achievement he records will not matter to Nigerians. Nigerians will keep talking about his own time, that so many people were killed. He did not get a good grip on security.
That's right.
I'm sure the president himself at this stage should know that he will be judged not just by what he achieves in the area of the economy, but by the way, by the quality of security in our country. He will be judged.
That's right.
He will be
David
judged.
Jewell.
And the president has to sit up. On the area of security, he has to sit up. He has to do the needful. He has to get those guys, those security chiefs working. Whatever they need, he has to provide. But once he's provided what they need and they still cannot perform, then he has to win the big stick. This is the point that I'm making. I'm not saying he should go and do the work himself. I would be ridiculous to say that. But he has appointed people. The people that he has appointed must deliver. That should be the only reason for which they should remain in office.
That's right.
Because he knows that if they fail, Nigerians will blame him.
That's correct.
Their failure is the president's failure. So for that not to happen, he has to focus on getting those guys to do the work for which he appointed them.
That's correct.
That's my submission.
Right. Because of our time, we need to call it a wrap. But let me just take these two last comments. David Jewell says, "Good evening, Ibrahim and JIDE. I think government should adopt the local hunters and train them very well, using the fund in their security vote. Boni Haruna did that during his time as Adamawa governor." Nelson Adufe says, "BKO, Ribadu should be queried for every singular act, and these will make him go hard on the service chiefs instead of Ribadu being a ceremonial NSA." Because of our time, we just have to race on, BKO. That's our show for today's edition of Issues with JIDE. Special thanks to you, Babajide Kolade-Otitoju, for those insightful analyses, as always, BKO.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sympathies go to people who have lost their lives in a season of celebration. It's extremely sobering. It's extremely painful. Let's continue to pray for the people of Plateau State that they will find peace.
Very quickly, I would like you to say words of encouragement to our viewers, because this is the last edition for these 2023. What's your outlook for the 2024 year 2024? Talking to our viewers now, Mikhail.
Yeah, I'm grateful for all the support that they've given us, and I know that in the coming year the support will go on. We will not let you down. You want to see us speak the truth. I believe that for those who watch this program regularly, you can judge me already, that I will speak the truth to power. Forget about some of what you hear. Oh, because Tinubu is president now, he does not speak the truth anymore. No. You heard me today. You know that I will speak the truth to power at all times. This is what this program is about. No matter who is the president. Because whoever is the president will not be president forever.
That's right.
I've seen many presidents in my lifetime. And as a journalist, I will outlast any president.
That's right.
So it's our responsibility to speak the truth to power. That will make them better. That won't mean that we hate them. It's just that we want the best for our country. And you can trust that here at Issues with JIDE, we will continue to push for the best for our country and remind our leaders of their contract with our people, that they need to give their best from top to bottom, president to the councillors. They've got to give their best to our country and cause our people to have their faith in democracy renewed. But if they fail to perform, more and more people will lose faith in democracy, and we don't want that to happen.
Right.
So they've got to do much better, and hopefully in the new year we'll see some improvement. And when that happens, we will all be alive to be witnesses to the improvement that we crave for our country. God bless
willing.
you. Happy New Year.
Yeah, and National Affairs saying Happy New Year in advance to you, BKO and Ibrahim, and also to Phoebe Nakeze. And we say thank you to our audience for joining us on every edition all through 2023. We'll look to seeing you in 2024. You can see the program again anytime by subscribing to our YouTube channel, TVC News Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button to get the latest information. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at TVC News NG. I'm also at Ibrahim, TVC News. On behalf of the rest of the team, I'm Ibrahim Shita. See you again next edition. I'll see you again next year. Bye for now.